Good evening, everyone. I think I'm here. I'm trying to do the engineering tonight. Uh, hmm, don't know what's going on. Looking over here at my monitor and it's not going. Kim just came in. Kim was sick. She said she was not going to come in. She was going to lay in bed. So she was laying in bed, but
No,
but she came walking in here. She's been really sick. So why'd you come in here while you're sick?
I don't want to miss the stream.
Don't want to miss the stream. Well, that's nice. Okay, I think everything's rolling. I got it so my pictures go up there. I'm a little new at the engineering side, but I think I picked my way through it.
Oh, you
So
did.
so
You
we're
did
going.
good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
don't mess with anything. We're really going. Oh, we got live chat
I
instead of
got
top
you. I
chat.
got you.
Okay. Okay. So Kim usually does the introductions and I'm
I'll try and do the introductions.
she's been just
I have
laying
to
in bed.
award
She
points.
the last thing she said to me was this surgery was supposed to fix my neck and it made it worse. So I don't know. She's not feeling real good. So she may last for a minute or two, or she may stay here for a while. So Kim, I'm happy you're here.
I'm glad to be here. I don't want to miss. I'll do my best, guys. Okay.
For some reason we oh, I see what you're doing. Never mind.
Yeah, I have to say hello. I have to award points. JB's Little Shop was here first, and even though you're a moderator, I am going to give you a point for that. Um, and who was
But right on time?
Mexican Spec was first.
Well, but he was already here, so
Yeah, but he made the first comment at 7 p.m. I'm going to award him a
oh,
point.
okay. And what about Buddy Carfana?
I'm going to award Buddy
Because he's
and
not
Jack points.
a
1 point.
okay.
Everybody's getting, all those people are getting 1 point for being here early. And uh,
It's Colleen.
Colleen, I'm awarding you a point for being here early because I'm glad you're here.
I was watching everybody pop up, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can put this thing on live or not. And I started looking at it, going, yeah, I can do it.
Dented Dreams Garage is here. Dented Dreams Garage. I watched uh, the video last night of your. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm still going to be doing introductions, but I wanted to mention this as I watched the video of Dented Dream Garage. If you haven't checked out their channel, Dented Dreams Garage, they're working on a car, and it has a slant six. And wow, they're such
Well, Kim told me.
a nice young couple working on their car.
Tim
And
told.
I was like, they're young and attractive and hardworking, and I was uh, uh, envious and a little bit what is it when you
I don't
just
know, but Kim told me I should
damn.
watch it, and then I haven't watched it yet. The last half a day, I've just been scrambling every second to
He's
try to
been
get
busy.
everything done that needs to be done. Taking calculated shortcuts, and of course that comes back to bite me partway through what I'm doing. But yeah, it was a real scramble this afternoon, so I haven't watched that Den of Dreams garage
You'll
video
get
yet.
to it. You'll
But
get
I
to it.
will. I after we're finished with this tonight, I will have a chance to do that.
Lester LeSabre is here. Welcome. And I'm gonna try and feel better. I need some rest. I think I overdid it last night in the shop with a pair of vice grips on a cylinder head. Anyways, I'll explain it later once I'm done with introductions, or later, or we'll see. Um, Mexican Spec says that is the nicest Pacer interior you will ever see. It sounds like he has posted some new.
You know, it's one from last week. I had to have a picture, and I was in a hurry, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do. It's the first picture I pulled up. So, yeah.
Dougster Wolverine Garage is here. Welcome to the stream. He's explaining points. 123 points will get you a stainless steel toaster.
He
But
says
that
sinless.
sinless.
I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
what sinless.
sinless steel. That sounds less sinful. I mean, you guys, I have some suggestions about some of the pacing of your video.
You just got 50 points from Buddy Carfano for
Thank you,
showing up
buddy.
sick.
I will redistribute the points. I appreciate that, though. No one's ever given me points before. That was generous of you. Um, yeah, the video could use a little more pacing, but that's my personal opinion. And you got more views than any of my recent videos, so you're doing something right. And I can see some of the things that you're doing right. Um, JB's Little Shop, thanks for being here. Um, so we have 2 mods in chat. So if anybody wants a link to their channel or any recent content that they made, ask our moderator and they will hopefully be able to type in a link or
I'm just going to ask.
copy paste a
I'm
link.
going to ask Mexican Spec to do it. Can you put up a link for Den of Dreams Garage? Because I don't think we've done that before, and I'd like to do that. What?
I was crying because it hurt.
Oh,
It hurts.
she's laying on the floor crying, and I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to get ready, and it's not good. I said, just go to bed. Just go to bed. She finally went to bed.
I didn't go to bed.
Then she got up.
I got up. It'll be okay. So, welcome to the stream. This is our regular. I'm going to get big for a second so that we
You're
can.
gonna get
I
big?
can do the announcements. There we go. Okay.
Thank you, Mexican
I
Spec.
am Kim of Kim Fixes Things. You can find my Kim Fixes Things channel on YouTube where I do things that are just me. Usually when I'm recording myself doing work on my own things, I put them on my own channel because that's a good thing. So you can check that out sometimes. But I am here on the Buff Del Campo channel with your host, Buff Del Campo. And we will be talking about Del Campo things. And it's just a whole vibe, the Del Campo thing. And he is Buff of Buff Del Campo. We have a shop and we work on old cars. Everything we own is junk. It's arts and crafts. It's elderly enrichment. And sometimes we do a little performance stuff. We do a lot of shop and mechanical stuff. Sometimes we talk about airplanes. Buff Del Campo spent many years in the automotive industry and then took his expertise and moved himself into experimental aircraft design. So he has a very wide ranging life experience that makes for lots of interesting stories. And but we also but he has retired from professional that type of thing to now we are entertainers. And I have a life story too, but it's very difficult to quantify in that way. But
Well, you have quite an education because of
I have a
your
background in civil and mechanical engineering
and you're a
plumbing.
plumber. You're actually a
I am
certified
educated as a plumber, and I have done computers, and that is how I've learned to engineer this stream. And we have, transitioned in our retirement to becoming entertainers. And the way that we entertain is by bringing you into our world and us expanding our world to include you. So it becomes hopefully a community. And tonight is community night. We are in the stream. We would love if you have photos that you can send that you would like to share with the stream. We would like for you to send them to buffdelcampo@gmail.com. And he'll put a link for that in the chat. If you are sending photos, please include your on-screen name so we know whose photos we're looking at. Crash's Roadrunner's Garage has entered the stream. Landom Custom Classics has come in. Welcome to the stream. Rods and Streetcars has come into the stream. Welcome, everyone, as you get here. Thank you for coming so early in the stream. We're just starting and a bunch of people are already showing up. So since we are in the studio and we are live, we're going to be greeting people as they come into this stream. We'll say goodnight later when people come and go. Unlike what we do when we're doing long form content, it is about everyone. If you are watching after the stream, We will try and read the names and the comments so you can follow along if you cannot watch, but it will be easier to understand what's going on if you can watch the chat replay along with the stream, because the jokes will make better sense and you'll know the chat interaction, because a lot of the best interaction is what's going on in the chat. It's a lot of fun to be here live and interact with everyone. Make some friends. Make yourself at home. If you're new, don't be shy. Say hello, or answer a question when we stumble over our words. You're allowed to correct us. I can sometimes even award points if you know what we meant to say.
Should have stoked the bonfire. What did you miss? Everything. Just crank up the sound.
Daryl B is here. Arts and crafts junk. I don't like knitting. I don't like, but I did some sewing. I sewed some seat covers earlier in the year. That's arts and crafts, right? And we do some metalworking. Blacksmithing can be arts and crafts, right? Yeah, machining, light machining, drilling holes. It's all arts and crafts. Spray paint. That's one of our favorite things to do. Who doesn't like painting? It's arts and crafts, right? We don't make any money. Then it would be professional. Then we would be, pro auto restorers. We are definitely not those things.
Dr. Go sent me a book of pictures. He sent me as many pictures as most people send the whole evening.
That's great. Once you get them downloaded, we're going to look at some of them. Hey, the popcorn. That's right. You got to have some popcorn. We like to entertain, encourage, inspire people who also are working on these types of projects. And some of us are going to make money off of our projects, but mostly it's for our own fulfillment. We get to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Our sweat equity hopefully pays some dividend to us in the future, but there is no guarantee of that. So we must
have to have fun along the way.
We need to enjoy the journey because there's no guarantee.
I'm sorry,
I'm painting cars.
I'm sorry, I'm looking away. I'm over here downloading.
No, you're fine.
Downloading tons of pictures. Usually I can't get people to send pictures, and tonight I got like 100.
Oh, Dr. Go sent more pictures from the Iola Car Show. That'll be
He sent a lot of pictures.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't know. The ladies will know. When you cry, your nose runs.
Where's your paper towels over there? Are they gone?
I know sometimes you just need to have a little bit of a cry. It releases a little bit of the excess build-up tension, and I have been I had that procedure on my neck, and it was really painful. And like I can block out pain a little bit. I have some practice with that, but it wears you down. Being in pain all the time has it wears you down. Okay. I painted my Mexican spec says, I painted my Savoy. I rather liked it. Covering all the Bondo and primer with color was satisfying. Oh man, is it. My thing is I can't sand like I need to be able to do paint right. When your nose runs, when you cry, that's tears too. Is it also tears? It's different ducts. Maybe
different ducts.
Wolverine Garage says, Lady Dougster took the leaves in today and I burned them right when I got home. The load burned hot and fast in 50 minutes. Hardly could stand it. 5 loads from our lawn sweeper. Oh man, we have these oak trees. I can't even imagine lighting all those leaves on fire. You have to mulch them here.
Okay, these pictures got kind of mixed up, but I think I got them here.
Okay, it looks like there's some really cool pictures.
I'm gonna do pushing the wrong button, of course. Come on, do what I want you to do. I'm gonna do
Colleen, guys don't cry, or they don't admit to it, and I won't try and force them to.
Land on Custom Classics first.
I won't make them. They're not supposed to. It makes them feel very uncomfortable to admit to it, so I won't tell them they have to.
Land
They got something in their eye, that's all it is.
Custom Classics has Jeep Wagoneer. Jeep, wrong. Studebaker Wagoneer.
Oh, I'm gonna
Jeep
make
is
us
a
little.
Jeep is a Wagoneer.
Oh, I never finished.
Studebaker's a
Oh, we're in the dino room. I'm messing up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We
Well,
traveled through time. We are now in the Paleolithic, Lithiolithic. We're leaving. Okay. Do the hands with me.
just fix it.
We need to do the hands or I can't get out of this era. The dinosaurs are going to eat us. Come on, do the hands.
The dinosaur looks like he's breathing fire.
Come on, help me.
Do this? I don't want to do this.
You got to shake them like this. Come on. Arms are getting tired. Help me out.
Just push the
Ready?
button.
I'm not doing it until you do it. Ready?
You want me to go like this?
Okay, there we go. We're back to
Force me to do something stupid.
We have traveled through time.
Now, do you remember what you were doing? You're trying to make us smaller so we could see the.
Oh, I thought I made us.
See the Wagoneer.
There we are. Okay.
Between my throat and your neck, we're in trouble. Okay, this is Lanham Custom Classics. He has his Studebaker Wagoneer, and it's got the pushback top, so you can put big items back there. That was a big deal back in 63, 4, 5 when they were building those. And yeah, they had the wagons had funny little taillights. It was completely different than the sedans had. Let's see here. But we're missing Chad.
We are. I got to go back up. JB says he's not doing much these days, just helping Lars on his project. And I love watching you and Lars work on stuff. You guys got a good banter going, and keep that up. And I mean, you don't have to work on your truck because it works, because you did it and now it works good. Dougster says he has one big oak and one huge maple, and the wind brings all the neighbors over to the party. Yeah. Oh, our neighbors don't like us too much because we have a lot more trees, and the wind blows them over there. And they pay professional people to come and bag their whole lawn up, and then they blow out of our yard.
A lady across the street got mad at me because I mowed it. Mowed, and it shot some of the leaves out onto the street. And she goes, "I just, I thought, give me a chance. I haven't cleaned them up yet." She didn't like it. The leaves on the street.
Mexican Spec says that Studebaker specifically made to move a refrigerator.
Or I've seen them with trees. That's what they show, like a refrigerator or trees in the back. You go buy trees and bring them home.
Is it a sliding roof?
That slides in there.
That's beautiful. That's excellent. They should. I can't believe they don't still make that. Tesla makes that thing that slides, but it comes down like a hatchback, which is kind of lame.
Okay.
Dented Dream says, I got some price checking at Machine Shop for various levels of work for the Slant 6, trying to decide how much money I can swing for it. Dented Dreams Garage, I'm really curious. I would love to know what you get as far as prices and time frame for work, because I just yesterday dressed out a Slant 6 cylinder head. We already did porting on the one that's going to go on the car, but the one that came off the car, it needs valve guides, it needs hardened exhaust seats put in it, and I want to get machine work on the deck. And you probably should, if you're asking, you should ask about having 60 or 80 thousandths, which is a lot. That's like most of a tenth of an inch. That's a big thickness off of the deck of the head. But what people forget is if you're taking off the factory steel shim head gasket and replacing it with like a Felpro gasket, you're adding like 25 thousandths just in head gasket thickness. And you can measure how far in the bore those pistons are, which they're usually down. How much did we measure they're down in there?
I don't remember.
15,000? No.
There's more than that.
150 thousandths.
Something like that.
They're way down, and they do not come up.
It was like an 1/8 inch.
And they're big combustion chambers at really low compression on that Slant 6. So the last thing you want to do is make it worse. So if you have them take 60 or 80 thousandths, even a tenth off of that cylinder head, it won't really increase this, but it will keep the compression up enough to give you good, horsepower out of that engine. But I'm curious what you'll get for numbers, so please relay that back to me if you're able to. Dr. Ghost says, I hope the pictures look okay because I sent the smallest file to make sure the file size wasn't too big. We'll work with it um, as best as we can. Dr. Ghost says he's not ashamed to cry. Life can bring plenty of tears over our big journey. I believe it. I have seen that you are a big man, Mr. Dr. Go. And I appreciate you for that.
I'm moving on with pictures for a second.
Buddy
This is
Carfano takes 5 points back. What did I do wrong? Why did I lose points? Man.
This is the engine in that Studebaker Wagonaire.
Oh,
Probably a 289 or 259, one or the other, but they're in a 289 Studebaker's nothing like a 289 Ford. It's a really small bore, long stroke engine, unlike the Ford 289, which is the other direction, big bore, short stroke. So anyway, it's that's the engine in it. I'm sorry, keep going.
He doesn't have anything covering the top of the engine. I wonder if it's stuck.
And there's the car.
I didn't watch that part of the video to see if it was stuck or not. Darn it.
So I want to show these pictures, and then there's some work to be done there. Wow.
Okay, I'm skipping some of the comments that are just like
because they're scrolling by fast.
I don't mean to ignore anyone. I'm just, they're just comments. It would be nice to see that all painted up, but it's kind of cool the way it is too. They did make a modern one, Kim. It was a GMC
Envoy.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know they did that in the Envoy.
The other buff has a square body international travel-all he might be selling. 392 power with a TQ carb that tugs my heartstrings. Oh, Buff's Garage? Yeah. I
haven't watched him for a long time.
I probably saw it in the thumbnail, but I did see it in the thumbnail. I haven't watched it. It's really hard to watch everybody's stuff. Full head rebuild and a tenth off was $300 to $350. Dented Dreams Garage for good machine work. If they're going to put valve guides and hardened seats in, that's. I don't think I will be able to find anybody to do it for that price nearby to where I am, because Clarksville, the machine shop, is really hard to get turnaround, and they're going to quote me a higher price than that. And I think Shacklets is down south of Nashville. I'll have to go to south of Nashville to Shacklets, and I don't know how busy they are right now, but they're going to quote me at least the high end of that. I would think more like 400 is what I'm expecting, and I'll probably get the same rebuild. So if you can get it done for 300 with a 10th milled off, and I know years ago I took a cylinder head to somebody and asked them to mill a 10th off it, and they said no, they didn't want to do it. It was too much work for their machine, and it wasn't enough money for them, and they turned me away. They were like, no, we don't want it at all. So if you can get it done for that, I know that's a lot of money, but it'll be a good machine with that work done. That Stude would look good in a two-tone paint scheme. Lanham says Dougster Garage. Yeah, I agree. Lanham Custom Classics just got home from Virginia.
No, VA, from the VA.
Oh, from the VA. Need knee surgery and blood pressure is horrible. Oh, I'm sorry, Landon. Take care of yourself. Knee surgery sounds miserable. 289 full flow has high compression heads. They made 2 years. It's not stuck?
That's okay, you know which one it is.
The one with the roof. Yeah. I hope it's not stuck, Landon. Mexican Spec says, Buff, the seller of a 1957 Ford, will send me the pictures of her engine. Can I send it to you to see what it is?
Yes.
Sure,
absolutely.
he'll ID you.
And then if you can, when you open up the driver's door, there's a plate on the A-pillar where the A-pillar extends all the way down to the floor. There's a plate there. If you can get me the picture of that plate, that'll help too.
Dougster Wolverine Garage says, cool ride, Cousin Mike. 71 Ford? Is that what it is?
What's that? What are we
Dougster's guessing the thing on the screen. Is
that's Dr. Go's going to have to
confirm that. Okay.
He's going to have to come in because all I have is photo numbers that his camera assigned.
Mexican Spec says it has to be a 67 because there's no side marker lights. We'll find out. What's wrong? What do you need?
Who?
What are you looking for? You were looking down at this.
No, I'm looking at the pictures I have up. Dr. Go sent some pretty small pictures, so I bring them up and I blow them up, and the resolution looks good enough, so we can do that.
I don't know. I can't say what the prices are for sure. I have an expectation based on what I've seen in the past. So, Dented Dreams Garage says we know a shop about an hour away, but it usually a couple weeks out for work. They haven't done a slant six in quite a while, but like it because it's a little different. Well, I don't know. If you trust them, then just be patient. You know, support the people that treat you right.
Landing a grapefruit a day for blood pressure. Um, yeah, the blood pressure med I'm on, I'm not supposed to have grapefruit. Doctors put you on meds and say no grapefruit. It's sick care, not health care. Oh man, I don't even know what to believe. Keep going. I'm sorry I interrupted. Dented Dreams, I think is where you
Yeah, he said they had them bore out the golf cart engine.
gold cart. Oh,
Golf cart.
probably a golf cart.
Yeah, autocorrect. The black truck is from Iola.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe it'll do this. Nope, that's the wrong way.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do this. It will do it.
Okay.
Well, that's a 70 Challenger, but I don't know anything about it. Something, all these next few, quite a few pictures are going to be Dr. Go. Now I got
From
it.
Iola, he went there in the summer. Early in the summer, I think it was. Dougster says the grapefruits aren't good like when he was in Texas. Well, that's what happens when they ship them halfway across the country, Dougster. They pick them before they're ripe so they don't go rotten in the trunk. Grand Pidovic.
Grand Vic. I watched a few of your
Welcome to the stream.
videos in the last couple of days.
Oh, okay.
And right now, yeah, I'm showing Dr. Go's, he sent me a whole photo album, I think. But we're going to look at them. Where's the little arrow? There it is. And then I got to zoom them in. Oh, 61 Ford. I like that. God, what engine's that? Can I see it well enough?
It
No.
says 390 something.
Yeah,
on
it probably is
window.
one of the good 390s, which is a performance engine then. Okay,
I've
well,
never seen this person, Grand Pidovic. Am I saying it wrong? I probably sound like a fool. I've never seen their videos.
he's got videos.
What kind of videos are they? What are they about? Tell us what your videos are about. Are you part of the No Name Nationals group, or are you just found us because we're all car people? Tell us about yourself. This is a person who's new to me. Obviously, he knows Mexican spec.
He's
So
been
he
in,
must be
he's been
this.
in here before,
He
but
has?
just yeah, a few times. He's fairly new, but he's been
Okay.
around, and that's why I started watching his videos. Ooh, that's got a lot of carbonation in it. Ooh, oh. Mm.
New to the No Name group. Oh, okay. Well,
Grand,
welcome to the community.
Grand Pedo.
Does he already
Salad
have his
sauce.
thousands or 500 subscribers? 286 videos. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like there's some depth. I'm going to have to go and find some stuff out.
You got to pay attention because I'm looking everywhere except at the screen. I'm looking at everything else here.
Oh, Twisted Mopar Garage is here. Welcome to the stream, Twisted.
Oh, it's scrolling so fast I can't do anything about it.
I started doing videos for my grandkids and people started following me. So I said, okay, I'll run with it. Good. I hope you're enjoying your content creation
See that?
journey.
See, this is him right here,
Oh, I see.
and
There he is.
I'm already subscribed, but you can be subscribed, and yeah, he's interesting stuff.
What's that cylinder head from that he's working on? Is that an
It's an
LS?
LS3,
Oh, well, lots of people like LS3 builds.
but he's
So,
also got Crown Vics.
Crown Vic. Well, those are people work on those all the time. They
See, this
use
is
them in
he's
those
got all.
derby races and
Okay, let
stuff
me
like
get to
that.
his videos. See what he's got here. What I've watched. Um,
He's smart. He's using mainstream stuff.
yeah. So anyway, now you've seen his channel.
Oh, he's putting an LS3 in a Crown Vic. Police
Is
interceptor.
that
Oh
crazy?
yeah, that's all the words that bring in the views. You're not. You're no fool.
You
That's a
hope
good.
to make no. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. Was I just screwed that up? I was looking at something and
Well,
I
I hope
didn't
you can
look.
make it to No Name Nationals 2025 too. What are you building the car for? Just for fun?
Yeah, 428 subscribers, so he's getting close.
Oh, he's got it. It's so early.
He put 428. I thought that was the size of the engine
If you
because it was a Ford engine size.
if you just make a little bit of content between now and then, you'll have it. The easiest time to grow is in the winter because, especially in the northern proximities, people will start to get a little bit of extra free time. It's really hard to grow your channel if you start in the late spring and try and grow through the summer.
I did that, and you know what happened? I didn't have enough, not even close. And the next year, I had plenty. So,
Well,
yeah.
this year you did shorts for 30 days straight and got
Well, that was a
hundreds of subs out of doing
there.
shorts.
There was a what do you call it? That John did
A
a
challenge.
challenge to go do one short a day for 30 days for those of us that were close to making our 500 subs. So I did it. Man, I made more than 500 subs. It was pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with these pictures. Kim, you can. I think that's a 67 Mercury Comet. I think.
Oh, okay. I like it. BNR Racing is here. Hello, BNR Racing. Welcome to the stream. We're glad you're here.
I went up the weekend and met guys from. Can you move your cursor's right in the middle of the chat, and it really is hard to read.
I didn't even know it was over there.
Okay. Went up the weekend and met the guys from Never Done Projects in Northern North Carolina, and it was great.
I've never heard of these people either. How am I not knowing these people? They probably have hundreds of videos and I look like a fool again. I'll have to look them up. That's great. Collaborations are a lot of fun. Working by yourself all the time is kind of, I don't know.
We do a lot of that though.
I,
Well,
I
you and I work together though, so it's not like working by
I like
ourselves.
having company. I hate working all alone. That
Oh, we have a. Is that the truck? He
Viper
just
powered
showed the
truck.
truck.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's why he showed that.
Mexican Spec says shorts got me a lot of subs, but didn't help me get monetized. Yes, shorts will bring in people, but they aren't necessarily people who will watch long form content. And shorts will not accumulate the view hours that you need for monetization. So you have to do more. It is a challenge. It really is a challenge to get monetized. Most people never get there.
You know, I was real close on the what do they call it? The
The
view time. The
hours.
view time. It's really close. Not quite there. So I thought I was going to get that pretty easily, and not enough subs. Then John Wilbur did that challenge. Man, I got the subs real quick. And then I didn't have the view hours, so that was the tough part for us. And then I made them. I made it, but they start coming off the back because it's a year. So we made it, and then it went back below 4,000, and then it went above 4,000 again. Then we got monetized. So now we're we're well into it. So
Yeah, we don't really need to worry about hours anymore. We're doing just fine as far as hours, but hours don't earn you any money. But it's a requirement to maintain view hours so that people who let channels die don't continue to reap monetization, I guess.
pixel spec, how did you get 4,000 hours of view time with your views on your long videos? You know what? We got it with long videos, and we got it with the lives.
Live
And then
streams.
when the live's over, I always put it up, archive it, and that's how we got it, was the archived lives. But where I really fell down, and I'm still not there, is making the long term, or the long what do they call it, long form videos. And I gotta get with it there.
Well, we were working steadily at building a library of long form content. And we did that for about a year, and it did not get us what we had, like 350 subscribers.
Yeah,
It
and
just
just stay
wasn't
there. It just stayed
growing
there.
subscribers, right? So if you only have a few subscribers, you don't get a lot of views. So we weren't doing, the channel was not growing in the monetary sense of the word, right? And so we got that challenge with the shorts. So we just changed our focus and we just worked on shorts. Just laser focused. We're going to do these shorts, right? And then at the around the same time, or maybe before that, we started doing lives, and lives were accumulating us hours, and shorts were bringing in subscribers, and um, viewership grows at a much slower rate. And a lot of the things that we do, even in our long form content, are very niche. Very niche. They Not very many people are that interested in it. So it just we're not going to grow like some other channels. Let's see. I don't want to miss too much of um I'm sorry if I'm skipping stuff,
Yeah,
but
you're like
you
scrolling. Oh, you
guys
got
talk
me.
about it in the chat. If I miss something important, you could say it
Oh,
again.
you're like scrolled like back like a half hour. I
I
have
know,
no
I know, I
idea
know, I
what's
know.
going on.
I was talking about view time and hours. That Ford coupe and the matching trailer was amazing. Power hood, power trunk lid, under hood was every detail. Axle paint matched the car. Very neat.
Dougster says Buff's cool tool review is great. Hey, you know what? I always look for good tools. And one night we were up there, and I said, "Man, I gotta do a short." And I'm just looking around. I'm in a hurry. I just want to go home and do a 60-second short. Let's do the short and get out of here. So I look around, and there's a funnel, a steel funnel with a bendable neck, and it's on a shelf. And I grabbed that, and I go, "Let's do that." It is almost funny that I was gonna do a funnel, but I did the funnel, put it back, and I thought that's going to go nowhere. That's the best short I did. Has more views than any other short. It's like, what? I reviewed a funnel? Oh, you never know what's going to happen. You just never know what's going to happen.
B&R Racing says, I have been told you can't quit your day job till 300,000 subs, and then you can earn 1,000 to 5,000 per week. That sounds like probably accurate. I definitely don't suggest that you don't quit your day job.
I already quit my day job like 2
You
years
did
ago.
not quit your day job. You were retired.
Okay, I retired.
Quitting your day job drops your income completely
Oh, it
and
did.
puts you solely at
It
the
did.
mercy of YouTube. And that is probably
Oh,
not a good idea until you have. I don't know if you
but I
need to
was
get
old
the.
enough. I got Social Security, which is like this much money. But you know what? It pays the electric bill. It pays the water bill. Might pay something else. She buys the food. Oh man. And we have fun in the shop because my whole life I paid off the house, and I bought tools my whole life. So the shop is tools, and we have a shop. And anytime she's struggling with something, I go, "Why don't you just get the right tool?" And I'll pull the tool out and hand it to her. And so having that stuff really, that's my retirement, is the tools and a building.
So
Okay, I know it's scrolling by fast, and I'm
that's
interrupting.
okay. Landon Custom Classic says, I have a video with 30K view hours. Landon Custom Classics hit the lottery. on that.
Yeah, that
But
must be a good. This
but
must
you
be
know what?
good. It
It
got
was a
pushed
good
out.
topic. It was a good video. I
It got
enjoyed it.
it got pushed out for some reason, and a lot of people clicked on it. That's good.
So, like the lottery, you have to play to win, and it is a numbers game. We learned from shorts that you can do a bunch of shorts that go nowhere, and then out of nowhere, something that you think is utterly mundane and not even worthy of posting, but you post it anyways, boom, it blows up. And shorts taught us, or we'll get like 25 subscribers from a short about,
Oh,
a silly tool.
I'll have a short that I get like one subscriber, sometimes no subscribers, sometimes two. Then I'll have one that get 25 subscribers from one short. And I don't know why. I look at it and I go, there's nothing exceptional about this. I'm talking about a screwdriver or something.
And I mean, I don't want to say that, there's nothing.
Although
Yeah.
maybe it's just the presentation and you going, that one thing that I let it through a lot of times. Kim will go. And then, and once in a while, she says that just as she pushes the button. So the go ends up in the video. And I just leave it there because it's become kind of,
But that
that's
that
kind of,
doesn't
that's
make
part of,
people click
that's,
on
no,
it.
but that's part of the personality. So I just leave it there. And it's like, okay.
I I mean, I think that clicks and views and subscribers, they're not necessarily the same as your community. Your community, you have to build a relationship with your community. You have to show people that you're not going to waste their time. You got to give people the feeling that you're going to entertain them. You got to give them a reason to come back. So anything that you're doing that's like clickbaity, you better deliver, or else people will get to know that you're not worth clicking on. And eventually they'll, and I think one of the other things I see people with a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, but very hollow content. And I think it's all fake. You can buy views and subscribers, but it's not real.
Tommy, excuse me, Tommy Hanlon's here from Dublin. 40 minutes, 41 minutes past midnight there. He's already in the
Welcome,
next day.
Tommy.
I want to say something. Mexican
Worldwide
Spec.
stream, folks.
Mexican Spec said something. He said I had one of those, and I think he means this truck that's up there behind us right now.
Oh
My
boy.
sister and her husband had one of those. And let's see if I can do this with my cursor. Can they see my cursor? These little spots back here behind the side windows, those curved places, theirs had windows in that. It's the only one I've ever seen that had windows in those holes. Most of them look like this. And it's just such an odd thing, but that was their truck for a while and they sold it. And I'm like, you sold it? Why did you hang on to that thing? But it was that was their truck.
I mean, you really do need to tap into people's curiosity, or show them that you're going to
Oh, here we go.
inspire them, or
Here's a line of cars.
there's a lot to being an entertainer. You can't just it's
Don't
not easy.
stop fast in the truck. You'll do a nosedive. I noticed that. I had
Yeah.
a Chevy van from that same era, and it didn't have that feel. But when you drive the Ford, the Econolines, those early Econolines, man, they had a nosedive feel to them that was really noticeable. And yeah, that one with the pickup, yeah, you had to keep some weight in it. But they were my sister and her husband were they were agricultural people, and they worked in mostly avocado world, and so they used it out in the avocado field. And when they got rid of it, well, she had it. She had an International Scout, and he had that, and that was their early vehicles. And both those now are something you probably want. But then they were just old cars. You're peeling carrots. What is this? Somebody's talking at me. Um, Kim, you're gonna have to pay attention because I gotta look at this, see what this. I think it's something interesting. Ah, okay.
Those old Ford vans, I like the vans with the round headlights and the flat face. They make me think of the mystery van from Scooby Doo. And Mike says, Mike N, welcome to the stream. I didn't see when you got here. Um, Tell that to Scotty Kilmer.
What's this? Till
I
what?
don't remember. That's all right. Tell us again. Um, that row of cars for sale was from Unique of Minnesota. I did a video about using a wheel bearing roller plus a Gen 4 oil towers for the Gen 4 LS, and it has 37,000 views. It was a few minute videos. It hits it has 1,500 views a month. Yeah. Yeah, I have a video from a couple of years ago that routinely outdoes new videos as far as viewership. Like it just keeps getting views. But I make new videos and they don't get any views at all. So I don't know. Sometimes
Oh, look at that.
people tell you this is how to hack the algorithm. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I try.
Look at that.
With
It's a
50 something
57
Chevy
Oldsmobile. And
Oldsmobile.
that's when they didn't have B pillars. They have it's a hardtop. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
hardtop wagon. Yeah.
It's a hardtop wagon. That's so cool. I remember I liked those when I was a kid. All the station wagons that were hardtops, I thought they looked cool. My father hated them. What did you ever roll over in that thing? You're saying you can't be clickbaity. I said tell that to Kilmer. um,
If you're
yeah.
gonna be clickbaity, you better deliver.
How many times has he quit? How many times? Yeah, he always has clickbaity stuff.
See, but I don't click
It's-
on all his stuff because I know I can tell when it's clickbait.
It's worked well for him.
I know he's just gotta say to stop. I can't do his voice.
Yeah, he's a character.
He
He lives here in Clarksville,
Mhm.
over on the other side of Clarksville. Oh, look at that. That's a 59 Rambler station wagon.
Oh, that's pretty. It's got a funny wave to the side of it.
Yeah, it's got these fins. Rambler put these. They tried to make fins like everybody else. And
Oh, I saw a Valiant wagon for sale on Marketplace, but it was pretty rough. Price was cheap, but it was.
Oh, I was just talking about an International Scout, and there's a Scout. Ford wagon. Where's the Ford wagon? Somebody said Ford wagon. Did I miss something? What was it? What was it? I'll go back. Oh no, this Rambler wagon. And then this one was the Scout. Yeah, my sister had a couple of Scouts, and then both of them had those. It's like a half a V8, 4-cylinder slant engine. These are all Dr. Go's pictures that I'm putting up here. Oh, look at that. Try to get in that. That's a model, isn't it? Or is that the real thing? Man, it's
That's a model.
Is it?
Oh,
Dr. Go, tell me about this.
it
Maybe not.
looks like a model.
Oh yeah, I know that the wagon was an Oldsmobile. Somebody said Ford, and I thought I missed a Ford wagon. Because I'm scrolling through the pictures kind of quickly.
He knows him. He won't stump him too often.
Oh, here's Ford. 1959 Ford. Had those pods in the back. Those pods had backup lights in the back of the pods, and then the taillights were huge, and they were down underneath.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not at my best tonight.
You're not feeling good, are you? Oh, that's a real Texaco truck. Okay.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
There was a really cool one. Remember there was a really neat truck at that thing they had in Clarksville. Somebody had done it up nice. Remember?
When it was sitting up kind of high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an old fire. It was red. It was a fire truck. I did a video on it somewhere. I did a long form video on it.
Mexican Spec says that car looks oddly too high. I agree. It does look a little.
It does look like it's a little too high. He noticed that. A lot of times, people putting these springs in, unlike the Chrysler products, that you put the torsion bars where you want. Cars you put springs in, and you don't get what you got. You got to do it again. So. Says only if the car was equipped with reverse lights. A lot of the Mexican versions had block off there. Yeah, a lot of them here had,
No
not a
reverse
lot, but
lights?
it wasn't required until 1968.
But what if you're going backwards and you need to see?
Hold the flashlight out the window. Get out and have somebody spot. I don't
How do
know.
people know you're backing up?
They don't. They didn't. That was not required for
Doesn't seem safe.
your whole life. It's been required, but not mine.
I've never seen a car that didn't have backup lights.
Oh, here we go. Sparsky and Hatch. Starsky and Hutch.
I'll bet you those cars are really expensive now.
My brother made a video of our mother. It was 50 seconds. 4 months later, we found out she was sick and passed. I figured make videos for my grandkids. Always want to be here for them as long as YouTube. Yep. Oh man. There's people I go back and watch sometimes. And I think, man, they're gone. You know.
Well, I hope you're around for a long time and it doesn't matter. But
Oh,
yeah, it's even better than family photos. There's some video to enjoy the memory of people by.
there's a Z car T tops. I think that looks pretty good. I remember the Z cars, the 240s and 260s and 280s.
I have a 300ZX.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
yours the body after this one.
I need to repower it in some way. I haven't figured out what I'll ever do with it.
Jet engine. Ah, 57.
Turbine engine. Let's make a turbine engine for it.
57 Ford truck. I worked my first job that was not a paper out or my own working in a bicycle shop. First, job where I got a paycheck. Working for a nursery, and that's the truck they gave me to drive. It was just like that, except it was yellow. 3-speed on a column. 292 engine, might have been a 272. Drove that every day out to the site, came back. I was 16. Yeah, moving and talking better than photos. That's something, back into the mid 1800s, we have photos of people, but we don't know what they sounded like. We don't know the cadence of their voice or any of that. And now we have all that. I just missed that. I can put it back. I can put the ZX back. Gotta zoom it in a bit. These are pictures. Dr. Go. Yeah, I guess, I don't know when you came in. Good evening, Olive. Because I'm not looking at the chat too well. I'm looking at all these pictures. Dr. Go sent me a book of pictures, and I'm going through them here. And this is one of his pictures. And the 57 Ford truck. Let's see what's next. Oh, an older Ford truck. What is that, a 56? One year windshield, the vertical A-pillar.
I don't know if that paint job does it the best justice. I guess the whole matching the camper thing and everything is super cool.
It's a commercial looking truck from the 50s.
Mm-hmm. I like old trucks, but people don't watch videos about trucks. Maybe I don't use the right trucks.
Oldsmobile. Mid-sized car back in the 70s. Now that would be an enormous full-size car plus some.
When I was growing up, just started driving and stuff like that, if you were driving a car like that, that was an old man car. Even all muscled up, it was like, why are you driving that old man car? Oh, now that's a muscle car.
I'm in the way.
That's an even older old man car.
That's a 1951 Ford. And you could tell they call that the shoebox, 49, 50, 51. And the 51 had the 2 bullets in the grill. And the 49 to 50 had one in the center. Grand Peter Vic, thank you guys. It's been fun. We'll be back soon.
Thanks for coming by. I'll check out some of your videos. And yeah, stop by anytime you can. We're in the studio on Tuesday nights. And on later in the week, we might randomly, several times a week, we have late night streams from the shop. So we don't do the green screen thing. We're just working on stuff and we talk about it and just interact with the chat while we work.
Well,
We start that usually around 10 p.m.
Mexican Spec says, I'm going too fast and not reading the comments.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at everything else, and I'm kind of asking you to read the comments, but you're eating.
I can't keep up with it all.
You can't keep up with it. Okay, so maybe you can. I'll just stop. I'll stop with it.
They're used to you telling the stories.
Well, I just told something about the 51 Ford. Where's T-Tops at?
They like that Cutlass, I can tell that.
I took my driver's test in that one at 16. Got a perfect score. You got a perfect score? In California, I did not get a perfect score, and I was so upset with the guy. Because in California, what they do, you start with 100 points, and then as you drive around, they take points off. I think you got to have 70 or something to pass. So all my friends were getting like 80s and 90s and stuff, and I really wanted 100%. And I went out there and drove, and some guy up in front of me crossed in front of me, jaywalked in front of me. So and he's up there a little ways, so I slowed down and slowly came to a stop and let him cross in front of me, and then I let in the middle of the block, and then I went back and ended up at the motor vehicle department. And the guy's sitting there with a clipboard. And he's sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and he's writing something. Looking, I'm thinking, did I pass? I don't. It just seemed like I was sitting there forever. And then he goes, you did real well, except when that guy crossed in front of you. You should have rolled your window down and signaled for a stop. Put my arm out the window like this. And he docked me for 1 point for not putting my arm out the window and signaling for a stop. It's like, when was the last time you saw anybody do that? I never thought of it before, never thought of it after, So I got a 99, and I was kind of upset about it. Somehow you lost our, there. We missing our
volume
view there. Okay.
I'm slacking, folks.
That was the best-selling car in that year, but you can't find one. Which one is that?
Oh, they were all over the place. When I lived up in Pittsburgh, every uncle's garage had one. It was lousy with them, but they were all rotten from the salt because people drove them.
Can you imagine that? That's selling for that 51 Ford selling for $12,000, clean, low mileage, original, no rust.
But what do you do with that? What are you going to do?
I know. That would be a great daily driver, except you don't want to do that to that car. So now you got all that money wrapped up in it, and you can't drive it except to a show or something. Yeah, I mean that's probably a really good car.
Beautiful.
Of course, it's a flathead, probably 3 on the column, the drum brakes. It's not a car you're going to drive real fast, and in today's traffic, that's borderline on being safe. No.
How many miles can you put on a car like that before it's worn out? Before it needs like a big overhaul?
Well, a big overhaul, it's a flathead V8. It's, I don't know, 60,000 miles, something like that, before the engine needs some attention. Because it was such a smooth driving car, it was easy to get 100%. But the only reason I didn't get 100% is because that guy walked in front of me, and I didn't stick my arm out the window. Did your car have brake lights? Yeah, of course it had brake lights. I was 16, and the guy was probably 40-ish. I don't know. He wasn't an old man. He was just, brake, B-R-A-K-E. I saw B-R-E-A-K. I couldn't believe you did that either. I don't know. I think he couldn't give somebody 100%. He sat there. I bet it took him 3 or 4 minutes to think of something to ding me 1 point with. So, how many points did it? I don't know. I don't know if you get points for hitting them or not. Maybe I would have got 105 points. They would have given me more points. Knocked down a jaywalker. No, I didn't take my test in 46. I took my test in 1970. It was June of 1970. And so I don't know. What are you doing? Why'd you go back there?
I'm doing a reenactment. This is the pedestrian crossing the street,
That's a big pedestrian.
and this rock here is his car, and he should have put his arm out.
It was a 64 Ford Galaxy. And afterwards, I'm thinking, I didn't say anything to the guy because I was afraid to say anything. I'm thinking, by the time I rolled my window down, got the arm out, yeah, plap, the guy would have been flattening in the street. And there's nobody behind me, you know. It's like, it was a 2-lane road, no traffic, except me and jaywalker. Yeah, I got a 99. I got my license. I wasn't too unhappy, but
5 points if you can hit the pedestrian.
Mexican Spec says I was only 12 and a half years after you. What car were you in? Oh, yeah, 64 Ford Galaxy.
There must be a delay.
What are you doing? You're putting stuff on top of this. I don't even know what's going on now.
I had to open my.
Oh, you got stuff you hadn't opened. Yeah, you weren't. We weren't. I didn't know do all the engineering correctly. Okay, Mexican Spec said I was going too fast, but I'm moving ahead one at a time. 57 Nomad, Chevy Nomad. That's pretty nice. Front of car is low points, but rear of car door flung open at right. Well, that's the old joke with the Mercedes. This guy taking a driver's test in Mercedes, and he's pedestrian out there, and he says, "See that sight out there on the hood? That thing with the three things? That sight." He goes, "That's so you can sight in a guy that's crossing the street like this. See, I got him right in my sights." And then he swerved and didn't hit the guy. The guy giving the test goes, "What? Well, you know, you really screwed up. You would have missed him if I hadn't opened the door and got him for you." So, the brake lights were actuated with the brake fluid. You didn't know they were actually working. I would agree with the guy on the test. My brake lights work. They work quite well. Everything on that car worked well. Yeah, 64 Ford. Let's find a light blue one. Light blue is a real common color that year.
This isn't light blue?
No, that's like some turquoisey color. Just do a search. At the search up there that you did, just add light blue.
There's a light blue one.
Way off in the corner. Yeah, it's one of those. And then the name of that color was Skylight Blue. Yeah. I had different wheels. I had wheels from a 67 Ranchero. Those I had them on Mustang GTs and Ranchero GTs and stuff. I may have had the stock hubcaps on it then, because I got those wheels after I got my license, so I must have. Okay, Kim, can you? I want to keep going with my picture show, and
Back to the picture show.
I was gonna go, and then I realized nobody's even looking at it. Okay. What is that? 64.
Oh, it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, it's well. Dr. Ghost sent us not such high resolution
He
because
sent a lot of pictures.
he sent a lot of pictures, and he just sent more, but I haven't opened them yet. Oh, what's that? Now I'm going too fast again.
That's
I
a
suppose.
monster.
X Spec. I only had Mercuries. I had 363 Mercuries, including an S55. They all had the breezeway window. I used to think that was so cool, but that's something old men had, was a breezeway window back then. Dave the Brave.
Welcome, Dave. He says it's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Maybe. Is that in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or do you just think that it's a monster?
Okay, I'm going back to my. I'm going to have to download.
Says that looks like a 63 Chrysler 300 Pace Setter.
Oh,
That
let me
must
go
have been the
back.
car
Let me go back.
before.
Yeah, but I think it's a 64. And the difference, 63 had round taillights, and the 64 had like they were kind of a funny shaped taillight, like a I don't know, kind of like a stretched out diamond looking thing. And I was thinking that was the 64, but I'm not sure. I may be wrong.
It has the big Dodge on the front.
Dodge,
Yeah, right beside the headlight.
except it's a
The
Chrysler.
script.
It says Chrysler.
Does it say
Yeah,
Chrysler?
yeah, I know what it is. It's just fuzzy. It's really fuzzy. Okay, we'll go back to the next one, which is this big monster. That looks like something we do. Your trailer with big straps holding everything on.
My trailer needs new bushings in the axles. When you go around a turn, the tires rub in the fender wells. That's why we lost a tire that one day.
Now there is an overloaded S10. Kim, for some reason, the way it shows on here, it cuts off the front of the car, and on my view, it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Is that an overloaded S10? Maybe. I don't know. It might have big springs in the back. Dr. Ghost says, next time I'll send you half the pictures per email with higher resolution. Yeah, that'll work.
It's fine. We're enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can see what they are. That was a Toyota. It would be worth money.
They
Yeah,
are worth money. The Toyota's
I
campers are.
can't believe it. I see those things and people want so much money for them.
I mean, it's a very economical little camper.
Yeah, yeah, it says it was special manufactured. Yeah, I've only seen a few S10s. Maybe this is the only one I've ever seen that's an
I've never
S10.
seen one that was an S10 body. They
Here's a
make all kinds of stuff out of S10s now, though.
58 Olds that a lot of designers made fun of them because what happened was the designers, because some guys told story online and I read it all, is that they had several different chrome uh, uh, themes, and one of them was that big trailing thing from the headlights, and then another one was those four strips in the back, and then I don't remember. They all had were like some of them, and the executives made the decision to put all the chrome from any one of their versions on there. So the joke is that it was kind of overdone, and there was a designer, trying to think of who it was. He drew it's for another company. He drew a really nice sketch of that thing, and then in the back, where those I gotta point to it. I can't point to that. Where those four strips are on the back
Here,
fender.
I'll.
That's right. On the
Go ahead, point.
no, just leave it. They can see it. Those four strips on the back fender. He put one of those what do they call it? Clefs in there, and then these music notes.
Your point.
So it looked like those things.
Oh, I see. Music.
So he put music back there in the drawing that he did, and it was pretty hilarious.
Magic through the magic of green screen technology.
Might want a smaller LS to get up in those big gears.
Yeah, an LS would help that little truck.
Just lower gears. Put it first, low gear. Go slow up the hill. And everybody leans on the horn and gets mad, passes you. Long bench, side seats, and table inside on S10. That was probably a pretty cool thing. Okay, I'm going to go on from the Oldsmobile. Oh, a Lincoln. What is that, a 56 Lincoln Premier? I think.
It's very yellow.
Yeah, that's a... Two-tones were a big deal back then, but I don't remember seeing that combination. But yeah,
It just looks like the color of raw tiger hair.
back in New England, my friends kind of scattered around, so often wished for a little stop and camp facility if I wasn't feeling great. You know, those little Toyota campers, I used to laugh at them when they were new, but now I think they're a pretty cool thing, and I wouldn't mind having one, but they're crazy expensive for what they are, you know. You see one that's on a Dodge van chassis, and they're like $2,000, and you see one that's a pretty decent Toyota one, they're like 10 grand. Like, wow.
Oh, they're desirable, I guess.
Beachy colors.
We've got that big van. We've got two big vans. Mine was supposed to be a camper.
Oh, this is one that, who sent this in? Dean Stevenson sent this in, I think. Something from down under. Is it? Where's the steering wheel? Oh, this might be from up here. Steering wheel's on the other side. And oh no, it's a four-door. I thought it was a Mustang. It's something else. It's
Oh, it is
some
a
Australian
four-door.
car. It's an Australian car of some kind. And I don't remember what the Gore joke was, but I don't think it was the Gore joke that would be in the US. Oh,
There's John Cope.
that's John Cope a long time ago.
I think we wrapped around to
We
back
wrapped
to the
around.
beginning of the
We
photographs.
wrapped around. So I'll back out.
Oh,
of
that's him wearing his cast from when his transmission exploded.
Yeah, his transmission exploded many years ago and tore his leg all up and broke bones and made a mess. Okay, I'll leave it on the on this Toyota because that seems to be something interesting. Or not Toyota, but S10. I dig the black car. Has a trailer hitch. The late 50s cars were so nice and colorful. They were. I mean, they were kind of kind of gaudy, but that's where I grew up. So I just thought cars were supposed to look like that. What are you doing?
Trying to get up.
You're okay. You can push on me if you want.
I'm okay. I'm not going to push on you. Go ahead. You can talk.
I was done talking. It's your turn.
I don't have the strength right now. I got to get up.
You got to get up.
Myself a drink.
Okay. What about that chicken? I turned it off because you were laying down. So I don't know how.
That's why I peeled the carrots.
I don't know how cooked that chicken is. It may be not cooked. I just didn't want to go on live and you're sleeping and I leave.
I wasn't sleeping. I leave not.
And I leave chicken on the stove. You know that's going to be a burnt chicken if I'm not paying attention.
Okay. I'm all right. Now that I'm up, I'm okay.
Heater stuff would obviously be the plus up there. Hope the state wouldn't have made them illegal somehow by now. It's one thing here. One of the good things about Tennessee is they haven't made the old cars a problem. You know, you can just fix one up and drive it. You just have to be somewhat some self-discipline, like make sure the brakes work and the steering works and everything. And you've noticed we're doing that. We do brakes. She's making noise in there. We for some reason the microphone thing goes away again. I looked over to see how much noise that was in the there's a what do you call it, a tape gauge down there for the mic, and it goes behind everything. I got to bring it back. Yeah, you've noticed here we do brakes, we rebuild parts of front ends, we fix the bushings, the things that keep the car safe. You know, we do that. See, Massachusetts got really hardcore about not inspecting rusty cars is a big thing though. Yeah, and you saw what we did with Kim's car. It had that one rail that was rusty and it fixed it, you know? And we knew that was going to be there. There are old car nuts in every state that would bring up politicians if they tried to outlaw their cars. There's probably a few politicians that have cars too, you know, but maybe not. Hopefully I could tune for emissions. Used to be that they didn't care how you did it as long as it was okay at the tailpipe. Oh, that's how it should be. I remember living in Arizona and they almost didn't care what came out. They'd stick a thing up the tailpipe. Well, you drive in and you're on the line, and when you get up there, they put you on a dyno, and they open up the hood and they stick a thing in the tailpipe, and they have you run it up to, I don't remember what it was, 2,500 RPM or something. You sit there and you're watching it on the dyno. They tell you how fast to go. So you're sitting there watching the speed and you're controlling it. You're the one sitting in the car, and they won't. If there's anything under the hood that isn't right, they won't pass it. And if there's anything coming out the tailpipe that isn't right, they won't pass it. But even if you had it right and something under the hood was different, no, don't pass. So I always said, I think I can do it better than the manufacturers can, and they didn't care. It's nope. My last email had the last email. Okay, yeah, I got to bring those in. I'm sorry. Okay, I got to. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch more pictures here. There. Okay, I'm downloading them. There. I forgot about that, Dr. Go. I was didn't mean to ignore you, but I did. Oh, I think I got them. Yeah, here they are. Oh, a little stupid. Oh, look at that. That's the Wagoneer in model form. Also, my Duster actually passed with flying colors 1 year after my engine swap before she became exempt. Yeah, I have nothing against clean air. I mean, it's like, but if I can make it cleaner than the factory can, I'll tell you one way you do it is with propane. We run where I worked. We ran propane forklifts in a building. I mean, you probably couldn't do it all day without some ventilation, but you certainly couldn't run a gasoline powered one in there like that. And I think that would be a good thing. Kind of a pain in the ass to fill, but depends on where you live. I used to in California along the coast when I was 16. I worked in a gas station, had a big propane refill thing, and mostly it was campers and people staying on the beach and everything, and they refill their whatever they are. I don't know how big they are. Those bottles that go like on the front of a camper. We refilled a lot of those, but there were some cars came in. We refilled them, and that was in 1970. There were people running. There was a guy with a Cadillac used to come in. He had a propane tank in the trunk, and it was right behind the back seat, so it was kind of out of the way of most of the trunk. And we'd refill that thing. It didn't have a bad smell to it going down the road. And that was in 1970, and it was older. It wasn't a new car. I actually care about the environment, try to make things run clean anyway. Yeah, of course. But remember the dynos at the California smog test stations? I don't. What I remember was in California, it was the man, I probably lost track of what it was. The way it was when I was there was you went to a private garage or dealership. It wasn't state owned, and you went there, and they do the certification, and most of those guys are pretty honest because if they got caught messing up, they could go to jail, they could lose their license, they could do all kinds of things. Now, when I got to Arizona was a state-run facility. You drive in there, you wait online, you get up there, they pull you onto the dyno, and you run it on their dyno. And when I was in Arizona, I had cars that all passed, so it didn't really make any difference. And then the last time I lived in Arizona, my cars were, well, I guess I had one car registered there, and the rest of them were registered here. I drove them back and forth, so some there, some here. That Duster would have passed by brand new Honda standards of the time. Duster had all the factory smog stuff deleted, and headers, dual cats, and just ran clean. Much CO2 caused cam if I put my foot in it, but clean. I do my share for the environment. I ride my fuel efficient motorcycle all season. 37 miles gallons is way better than 17 in a truck. 1983, California had dynos to test for the smog. It went to private guys after that. I don't remember that. It might have been in LA or something because up there where I was, they were private. 1970, when I got my first car, they were private. Oh, the whole time I had my first radiator shop when I bought and sold all those cars, that was 1975 to 1980. There was a guy with a mobile station used to do all my smog certs. I don't remember anything in California that was had dynos. That may have been in big cities or something. I don't know. Massachusetts DMV gave me a hard time. Car doesn't have 17-digit pin. Yeah, you know what? You get people that are young and they don't remember that. Cars had my Studebaker has like a 5-digit serial number. It's just that's the way it is. Um, the people in the motor vehicle office here, when I registered my Studebaker, same thing with the Valiant. They didn't have any problem, but they understood that. What about your Dart? That's a 66. That's a non 17 digit. They didn't give you any crap about that when you got your
No, it was on the
license
title.
when you got your license plate. Yeah. Anyway, the first time I registered my Fury, she had no rear brakes. She was on the dyno and couldn't stop the wheels from turning. Said to put the park level down, and that did it. Oh man, that's what those things are. There's push buttons for like reverse, neutral, drive, low, and then there's a big lever that goes down like this. and that pushes all the buttons out and puts it in park. And when you take it out of park, when you want to go, you flip that lever up and then you push the button you want to. That seems so normal back then. Now people are like, oh, push buttons. They're all freaked out by it. But that was normal. Normal. So a third of the cars had push button transmissions. Stupid California demand obsolete smog equipment. Oh, we could do better. I don't know what California. I'm so glad I'm out of there. Mind you, I haven't been home like since 2003 with my own vehicle anyway. Yeah, California's just. I can't live there. I'd spend my entire life just trying to meet rules and regulations. Same thing when I had my business. It's like there wasn't a week went by somebody walking in with a clipboard wanting some money and some form filled out. Some stupidity. So yeah. Well, I'll tell you one. It's just crazy. Was uh, my second radiator shop? I had to get a wastewater discharge permit, which I had. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. And there's a stack of papers like this to fill out, and it says call this number if you need some help with it. Well, it was written like an attorney wrote it. I didn't know what to do with that. So this young woman comes out and she looks at it. She's going through this stack of papers. She says, that doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to you. This does. She goes, okay, you have a bathroom here? I said, yes. She goes, how many times a day do you flush the toilet? I said, I'm not sure. So she says, what do you think? Like 8? I said, yeah, it could be 8 times. She wrote down 8. And then she had to go in there and look at the toilet to see how many gallons. And she wrote that number. And then this doesn't apply, this doesn't apply, this doesn't apply. And she goes, okay, that's it. She goes, I need a check for $300. And there's what she wanted. Wrote the check for $300 and off she went. So the only thing, all that thick paperwork that sounded like a lawyer wrote it, all she cared about was how many times a day I flushed the toilet. And it's like, and I got a radiator shop with some nasty chemicals and things, and it's just up to me to do the right thing with them, which I did, but um, I don't know. I guess that, and then every business in the city had to fill one of those out. And I'm thinking, I'm just looking around, how many businesses there must be times $300? Yeah, there's what they wanted. Uh, the Studebaker to show many views and show the roof, shut two, model written on the bottom. Yeah, can you go back to this so I can continue with the Studebaker pictures?
Absolutely.
Tim's here since it was a
Tim was
work truck.
talking about his
Oh, okay.
work truck. It was a Chevy C20, and the gas filler neck was for leaded gas, and it didn't
Oops.
have catalytic converter. But the tag on the door shows it's a heavy 3/4 ton work truck, so they okayed it, which is kind of what they have to do because that's how it was built.
Yeah, at the time, the 3/4 ton. Still has original exhaust pipes and mufflers. Okay, so here's that Studebaker with the top closed. See, the model actually has the top that slides. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
This is Dr. Go's model. Okay, this is same thing again, partway open. Am I going too fast? Yeah, there we are, open. And I used to build so many model cars. What is that? It's a 64. 64 Studebaker had the quad headlights up front. It was the last body style, but it had quad headlights. And after that, they had single headlights up front. No factory reverse lights on the Matchbox. Okay, Mexican spec. You probably know the date, but I think it was 68. I think it was 68 that cars had to have, in the US, cars had to have backup lights. I think that's when they made it not an option. It was a mandatory thing. Jack says he wants to get back into building models.
I
I'm
like building full size ones.
That's the thing. Yeah, I've got so much of that going on. Here we go again with the top open. And there you go. It is Matchbox. Studebaker Lark, Wagonaire, made in England by Lesney. You'll ask Senora. Senora Google.
It was built by a Lesnian.
Lesney. See, look at the picture. Lesney.
I-
Lesney. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Mike,
Wonder-
I've heard that the Z car T tops are prone to leakage. I was told when I bought mine that the tops don't leak, but
I
heard that
thought
they leak.
I thought all T-tops came with standard leakage.
Standard leaks come standard. That's right.
The United States began requiring Versalights on cars in '68. That's what I thought. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened in '68. '68 was the first,
My
the
66 already has reverse lights.
shoulder set. They were optional before that.
Optional.
Optional.
You know, I don't even know if that's the right bumper for that car.
What?
Although it looked
your
like the
bumper?
factory wire.
Oh, I think it was. I have now I have my shop. I play with real cars instead of models, but I do still love models. Yeah, I like models too. I did it for so long that it became part of my thing I do. I have some new cars up in the shop, new models. I have a
Yeah.
couple Corvettes that are like C4 Corvettes. I have a Dodge Charger. It's a '66 Charger. I'm sure you've seen those boxes up there somewhere. My '69 Camaro had no reverse lights. No. Really? Man,
But the
really?
Z28s did have reverse lights.
I thought in '68 and newer in the US. Well, was it in the US? '68 and newer had to have. Okay, Kim, you got the looker upper there. Look up '68 Camaro rear, so you get the back end of it. And we're gonna look for some that don't have it. There's some Matchbox models made in Bulgaria. I had a lot of the. I don't know if it's Renault here or Renault. Buy from there. I started getting models when my arthritis was getting too bad. Do much else. I was kind of in defiance.
They have them.
They have them down
lower.
below. Wait, that's not a '69. That's not a six. That's a '68. What did he say? His was a '69. Yeah, '69. Yeah, they started making them do it in '68. '69 is that yellow one's a '69.
Oh no, that one's got them in the tail lights.
But that's a '60. That's a '68.
That's what you said.
He said it's '69. I was trying to find a '69 without
60.
it. Oh, you typed 6. That's why there's so many '68s there.
Yeah, because you said 68. I got confused. This one doesn't have them.
Well, I wonder how they got away with that. Oh no, it might be those center ones. See, there's a little tiny white light in the center of the taillights.
Could be.
I don't know. I thought everything '68 newer had to have backup lights. What if they hit them somewhere? Weren't working? Or they cheated? Got away with it. So yeah, see, I think those little spots in the middle of the taillight, I think those are them. That right
But
there.
that's a Z28. And he said
Oh,
the
you're not
Z28
showing. You're
did
not
have
showing it on the screen, Kim.
Oh, this whole time we're looking at it.
We're looking at it. And I think we're all looking at it. Nobody's looking at it. Okay, go back up there again. See the little white light in the center.
The little white light.
Yeah, I think my '69 those lit up white. But then there's a '69 over there, the yellow one. Oh, it's got them down below.
Down below, yeah. But this says 67 to 69, so I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, that's a 69.
This one's got the little squares.
That's a '69. My '69 had the little squares in
This
there.
one has the lower ones. This one doesn't have it.
Yeah, nope, it has little
It
squares.
has little squares in the taillights.
You know how to tell a '69 Camaro from all the others? You know, look at the yellow one. Just click on the yellow one. See those little streaks that come back from the wheel wells?
Oh, yeah.
Only year that had them.
Only year that had them. Does this one have them? No.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't see them because they're...
Yeah, but this one's modified. Who knows?
That's modified, yeah. You don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, the Z28 had them in the lower valence, but the 69. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it shows that 69, that yellow one. It shows that little arrow showing it in the valence. Yeah, I know my 69 was not a Z28. It had them in the center of the taillight. I remember that. You know, I had a 67 and a 69. It's kind of funny. The 69 was a nicer car just because I got it from the original owner and everything. But the 67 was a better car. It was, it had a 350 and a power glide. That's kind of weird. But it had a 12-volt posi and it had, it was just a nice sound on the car. I liked that steering wheel better. And man, it was just a nice car. 69 Camaro RS had no reverse lights from the factory. Okay, look up 69 Camaro RS rear.
Down in the
Well, that
lower
one has it down
valence.
below, but that
Lower
could have been
valence.
optional.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
There's
I
no way
don't.
to know for sure if any of these is the proper.
Yeah, because they're all the cars are old now. Hard to tell what they did.
Mhm. There's no way to
Or
know
you
for
got
sure.
one with a SS taillights and they just never put the backup lights in. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, because this here, what's that light there?
Yeah, that's weird. You can't even. Well,
Well, it has them down here.
yeah,
Okay. I don't know. I believe you, but
yeah. I mean, they 68 and newer had to have backup lights, but that doesn't mean everybody did it right. Yeah, 67 had the vent window. 67 had the vent window. 68 kind of looked like a 67, and 69 had those streaks that came back from the wheel wells. That's something I liked about my 67. It didn't have air conditioning, but it had those vent windows. Dave the Rave, there's a woman around here, original owner 68 Camaro, daily driver. Doug, sir, imagine the Z28 with the 302 4-speed, dual quads, and headers from the factory. Costs more than a Cadillac. Yeah, well, the 302, that was a true Z28. It was made for Trans Am racing. I remember when Trans Am was a race, it was a race circuit, and it was, you're limited to 5 liters. So they had, Chevys had the 302, Fords had a 302, Pontiac Trans Ams, I think, were a 303. That's the original Trans Am, not the one with the big ass engines. Uh, and then AMC had a 304. I don't think Chrysler raced anything in that series. Um, and then, Trans Am, they kept the name Trans Am, but they put big 400, 455s and stuff. So they were really not Trans Am cars, but they were, the name Trans Am stayed with the car. Oh, yeah, it's not in the same housing. It was below the bumper. They're required by law, so they had them from the factory. What happened afterwards, who knows? Yeah. Maybe those cars were so fast they never backed up. The event when it was kind of all the AC you needed. Yeah, it depends on where you live. Like if you're in Arizona, it's not enough. If you're in Arizona and no AC, you're gonna have all the windows open. Then you're gonna be driving along. It's gonna feel like you're driving in a hairdryer. But most cars back then, like when I got my license in 1970, most cars didn't have air. There were a lot that did, but I mean, it's less than half the cars had air, fewer than half. Chrysler raced a
De-stroked.
Yeah, it says destroyed D-stroke 340 to 305 with 6-pack. Yeah, they could have. I don't know. I don't. I remember those races, and I'm thinking about it. I was thinking, I don't remember seeing any Barracudas, but they could have.
Lester LeSabre says also the vents and the kick panels under the dash. My dart brings in so many old dried out leaves through those
Leaves
kick
and bugs. Yeah, the old cars that have those vents down there, that's where the leaves and the bugs come in.
Man,
Dead bugs and leaves.
whoo! Just when I think they're all out of there, poosh, a whole new batch.
If Porsche can call an electric car a turbo, the Trans Am can have a 455. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed so wrong at the time, but then kind of got used to it. Uh, the one that really made me laugh was one of my first computers had a button on it that said turbo. It's like when I push that, can I hear the turbo? Why does a computer have a turbo? Do you remember those? Is it weird that a Trans Am and a Ford pickup are both Super Duty? Yeah, Pontiac used that name, sort of Ford. There was some other car that two cars used the same name and they were so different. Can't think of what it is right now. I heard it earlier today. Oh, here we go. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look up a Challenger TA.
Challenger TA. Oh, that was yeah, but that was 1970. The first Trans Am series was 1969, and it's when all the Z28 Camaro, the original Trans Am, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess they could have. Kim, what do we got there on the edge of our thing up here? What is that? Why is that there? We got some kind of a thing up there. Some kind of a thing in the screen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you got rid of it. You fixed it. Yeah, there's Trans Am race car from 1970.
Pretty cool.
I got Super Duty on the early 60s on the 421. Man, I remember 421s. They were so cool because it 3 2-barrel carburetors like on a Pontiac Catalina or something. Yeah, here we go. Super Duty 421 Catalina. Used a Ford F500 head scoop. Sourced right from Ford. Really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, it's a good looking car. When the Challenger came out in 1970, I thought that was such a great looking car. Really liked those. But I never had one. I've never had a Challenger. I have never had a Barracuda or Challenger any year. And I've had a lot of cars. I still say my favorite of the Chrysler car is 67, 8, or 9 Barracuda, the fastback, the big long fastback. I don't really like the little coupe. 421 2+2 Catalina. Man, I remember those. I remember those so well. Super Duty Pontiac started in 59, 389 SD. Huh. Yeah, I was surprised Ford used that name later on the trucks. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. What was the other one? I was just watching a video today. Oh, where are you going? What happened?
I hear the pot boiling. I gotta turn it down.
Ah,
Oh.
we need stove controls in here.
Oh.
Remote stove controls. We could do that electronically, or we could have big long like speedometer cables that go over so the knob is here and it turns the knob there. 389 4-barrel poncho is nothing to sneeze at. Are the first gen Chargers worth anything? I don't know. Uncle Tony has a 67, and it was all crunched in the back, but they fixed all that and straightened out the frame rail and everything and did all the body work on it. And his is black and it looks pretty nice and gets a lot of attention with that car. The I don't know, they probably are. I sure like the 68 better, but I remember in 66 when those things came out, it was late in 65. I was 11 years old then, and that big long 66 Charger came out, hit the showrooms. Man, I thought that was the coolest looking thing. So I don't know, there's probably a lot of people that, probably a whole cult of people that follow him. I just saw a super clean first generation Charger a few days ago. Like Tony's is pretty good. It was not very good, and they always tell Tony he doesn't do enough work and all that, but that Charger came out pretty good. And it's like a semi-gloss black. It's not gloss, it's not flat, somewhere in between. It's a good looking car. Clicking back and forth between my email to see if anything came in. Kim left in the chat. Stop. Trying to think of what else. Oh, she's got other pictures up. I don't even know how to work her side of things over there. She's got all these buttons and things. Wasn't sure. Someone down here is using one as yard art. Well, Kim's 66 Dart. It was a sign in front of a Cuban restaurant for like 10 years or something, and she's resurrected it, made a pretty good running car out of it. Now we're putting an engine in it. Tavo, here from Australia. How you doing? I assume you're on your lunch break. Still has the back glass, and he's proud of that. You know what else is that taillight, that full width taillight, I guess, is worth some money now. I had a 60-year-old coworker offered me his B5 blue 68 Charger 440 RT for 5,500 back in '85. I had to pass because I was broke and expecting a first child. Man, isn't that? I think all the stuff I passed up, and now they're, that yeah, we could get rid of that. I guess that's just the bottom of it. Kim, I don't know where I am here. Not there. Put something up that's looks more like a car.
Dirt Road Landing.
Dirt Road
Welcome to
Landing.
the stream.
But I bought my first Fairmont Futura. Well, the first Fairmont I had was a Futura, and I paid $200 for it. Yeah, now I'm looking for one, and they're all like 4, 5, 6, 7 grand. Really not any better. At a Daytona, nobody believed it was an IROC. Everybody said IROC was the Camaro. IROC was a racing series, wasn't it? International Race of Champions.
I got to take a little break. 15 minutes.
You got to take a 15-minute break?
I'm coming back.
I got to handle it for 15 minutes. Okay.
You got this for 15 minutes?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
If it crashes, it crashes.
It won't crash.
Kim,
welcome to the stream, Tabo.
Kim needs to go.
Guys, I'm really struggling tonight. I'm in a lot of discomfort, and it's just not my moment. Like, I don't know. Maybe in an hour I'll feel better, but right now I'm just giving it everything I got. I try to be here for the beginning of the stream, and
you did. I didn't think you were
going.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna be here, and you were here. So thank you for being here.
I feel everything's going wah 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 wah, wah, and I just like gotta give it a break.
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that station wagon again. There it is. See, I like that thing. I'm gonna put that up on the screen behind me, just to be there. Even back in the '80s, in '90s. The key was getting a job that paid 2 times or 3 times minimum wage and virtually no bills to save up dollars for hot rod racing. And I remember back then I'd get, I worked for myself a lot. I was in the military a lot, which doesn't pay a lot. I was living in barracks. That wasn't much fun. But yeah, in the '70s, I never made enough money to buy good stuff. I bought a lot of old cars that today would be worth a lot of money. And back then I had a lot of fun with them, but they were never expensive cars back then. Yeah, that's that old Fiesta. I kind of like that because there's no B pillar. It's a hard top. I like that. A lot of Mercury wagons had hard tops, no B pillar, and GM, who was it, Olds, and did Pontiac have no B pillar on the wagons? And Buick did not have a B pillar on a lot of wagons. And I know Chrysler didn't. Kind of cool stuff. Houses, everything I passed on buying went to big dollar status. Ones I did snap up as investment ended up scrap value after a decade of storage. Yeah. After my accident back in '76, I later passed on a '69 wing Daytona. It was high miles and bald tires for $500. Oh man. But I was paying $1,200 a year for liability insurance on an old wagon. '62 Chrysler wagon was a hardtop wagon. Man, I like the hardtop wagons. My father hated hardtops. What if you ever roll over in that thing? You kill everybody. Yeah, all right. He's probably right. Yeah, because like he was looking at cars in 1970, wanted to buy a new car. He ended up buying a Ford Galaxy, four-door Galaxy, which had a pillar. It was a regular sedan, but the Chrysler dealer had a bunch of like 1-year-old cars, probably dealer demo cars and stuff, and they were all big Dodge and Plymouth and Chrysler four-door hardtops. Really good deals on them. He didn't have a lot of miles on them. He didn't even want to look at them. No hardtop. I'm not buying one of those. What happens if you ever roll over in that thing? Whole family will be dead. Yeah, maybe he was right. I don't know. I think it'd probably be a hard car to roll over. Like '69 four-door Dodge Monaco or something. Probably be a really hard car to roll over. Dr. Go, you had a '62 Chrysler wagon. Mexican Spec says mine had a had air front and rear and was an ad brown color. I've not seen one since. Mine is in Sweden or a place like that. A lot of cool '50s and '60s cars went to Sweden and Norway. The guy that I used to work for is Norwegian, and he had a business. After I worked for him, he put a business together where that's what he did was sent parts to Norway. Maybe Sweden too, I don't know, but he was Norwegian, so I know he had Norway thing. Oh, I see. Was an odd brown color. So he had a business going, selling all these parts for like late '50s, early '60s cars in Norway. Ours was black and a ton of chrome. Cool car. I have the pictures somewhere. Yeah, find those pictures. Yeah, everything back then had a ton of chrome. I look at some cars now that are chrome, like my Valiant. We did a bumper for that, and I painted the same color as the car. I was ready to put it on, and Kim bought a chrome bumper that was good. We ended up putting a chrome bumper on it, and I go, yeah, I guess it looks okay stock, but I'd like it if the car had a little less chrome on it, but that's okay. Looks stock anyway. Talk to a guy in Australia right now as we speak about a '57 Ford 2 or 4-door he wants. Oh yeah, I haven't been checking my email. I was gonna say get me that Yeah, you haven't sent me anything. Give me the pictures of under the hood and the and that serial number plate. Then not only will know what's under the hood, but we'll know what originally had, which is important. What happened here? My tape gauge went away again. Okay, now I can see the tape gauge for the microphone. Uh, Another of my little points of useless trivia: Sweden got the Valiant long before Australia did. Really? I didn't know it. Well, you got it in 1960, didn't you? Yeah, I've seen some very nice restored old American classic cars fully restored in Finland. They only brought out in the summertime. When I was in England, I knew one of the guys that I worked with. He had a 64 Ford like mine, old 64 Ford with a Ford, but mine had a 351 Windsor in it that I put in it, but he had a 427 in it with, you know, original looking car. It was that's all he used it for. Take it to a car show sometimes. Mexican spec. He showed me a listing for a '59 Australian Ford for sale for 8,000 Australian. Looked like a '55 Ford. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The like '58 and '59 Fords in Australia look like '55s or '6s. I remember that. I don't need that anymore. Car was just marked as sold. Oh, boo. Yeah, car. I've been kind of getting serious about one of the cars, and yeah, you watch, it'll get sold before I get it. We got a 2008 superseded 61 models in January 62. 80,000. Oh, 8,000 for 8,000 Australian dollars. Yeah, I don't keep up with the currency too well. I know like 8,000 Australians, something less than that US, like what, 7,000 or 6,500 or something. I could look. See, I have that on my phone. I don't know why I'm interested in that, but I am. Oops, I messed that up. How much? 8,000. 8,000. Oops, that's backwards. 8,000 Australian is 5,250 US. This is my generic Dr. Pepper. They call it something else. Doctor, this is silly. Dr. Perky. Yeah. This car was for sale for 80,000. Oh, 80,000. I thought you said it was 8,000, not 80,000. 80,000 would be 50 grand. What, 55 grand, something like that? Must be a pretty good car. Nurse Pepper. Yeah, in Ireland. Do you have Dr. Pepper over there? I assume you probably do. This is just, this is a 2 liter. It's $1. So I buy this, not the Dr. Pepper that's like, whatever it is, $3. I'm cheap. Had a chance to buy a pink Duster, didn't want it. Said it was a girl car. Yeah, I was looking at a car. Oh, it's a little Mexican Speckle now. It's all the cars. Little Hyundai sports car. Two, I think they're two seaters. Maybe they're not, but they're little tiny uh, sports car. Sports carish looking Hyundai. I said, man, I like that thing. It was for sale. My youngest son he goes, oh, that's a girl's car. Okay, didn't know that. Factory pink cars can bring a premium. I remember every year the Playboy magazine had this is like 40, 50 years ago, they had an award every year for the most popular playmate. And they'd give her a pink car. And one year it was a pink AMX, the two-seat AMX. And I don't know, there were a lot of those pink. I bet those things are worth a fortune if you were to find one, just because of what they were. No, older than the Veloster. The Veloster's, is that a Hyundai? It could be. No, it's a little, the Veloster's got a big two doors on one side so you can get in the back seat. I don't even think this thing had a back seat. It could have. If it did, you couldn't put anything back there other than a little tiny kid. What was that thing called? Uh, I don't know, some little two-seat Hyundai. Wasn't new. It was probably 20 years old. Uh, yes, and last Tiburon, you got it. Yeah, I saw a Tiburon for sale and it was pretty nice. And I said, I like that. I said, 'cause that's a girl's car. Oh, okay. I don't know that. Yes, in the last 20 years, it was introduced in Ireland. It wasn't on sale when I was a kid. The Shark. What's the Shark? Does anyone remember the Camaro Berlinetta model? Most people around me were women buying that car. More classy now. I do remember that car. That I've been looking for a car. And mostly I've been looking at Fox bodies, but I've been looking at some Camaros and some Firebirds and cars that are old enough that I wouldn't mind working on them. And I just looked at a Berlinette and I said, wow, I forgot about those things. But it was kind of more like a luxury car. It had all the power stuff. In the 80s, Berlinetta had the digital dash. It did. It had the digital dash. I don't know if it worked. They showed it on. I remember that now. That's why I remember that car is because the picture of the digital dash. I don't know what they wanted for it. As soon as I see stuff like that, it's like, no, I don't want that because I want an older car because it's simple. And once you add that into it, it's not simple. That's something that's gonna break. Um, Nova Shark, all black with gold stripe with Mako Shark. Really? Mako Sharks. There were two Mako Sharks. There was the first one that was on like a second gen, looked like a fancy second gen Corvette, and then there was the one that was later that looked like the third gen Corvette. Those were both Larry Shinoda designs. And I just watched that interview with Larry Shinoda. That was pretty interesting. And that was done a few years ago because he passed away a couple of years ago. So it's at least 3 or 4 year old interview. That Berlinetta with that dash was new when I worked at Chevy. It was interesting. Like when the 80 or the 84 Corvettes came out, the one that was supposed to be an 83 but didn't make it. The 84 came out. That was really cool. It had all this crazy digital stuff in the dash. And my 87 had that. And I went to the Corvette Museum. One of the times I went to the Corvette Museum, and they have one 83 Corvette there that was a pilot run of the 84s, and there's only one left, and it's in the museum. So they had a dash that had mechanical instruments. If they couldn't get that electronic one working, that was going to be the dash they were going to use, and they have one of those dashboard inserts there. That was sort of interesting. Um, Berlinetta was the dash was new. Okay, my girlfriend, Tommy says, my girlfriend loves Dr. Pepper. She would buy a whole tray of 24 cans. To me, it tastes vile. Dr. Pepper's okay. This is something that's supposed to taste like Dr. Pepper. I don't know. I kind of like it, but she's from the States. Okay, I got a friend uh, that's all he drinks is Dr. Pepper. Everybody be drinking beer, and he'll have a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper, not the diet, the Dr. Pepper. And he's chugging the Dr. Pepper down. Everybody thinks he's like drinks too much or something. I'd never seen the guy drink anything with alcohol. Everybody else be drinking alcohol, and he'll be over there with his 2 liter bottle of Dr. Pepper. Give or take is a cherry Coke. You know, cherry Coke, I wish they made that in diet. They used to, but I can't drink the sugar. I like cherry Coke. She told me it was originally used making prunes. I thought what it was like 8 different flavors or something. It could have had prunes in it. Now that I hear that, it's pretty disgusting, isn't it? I thought it was like 8 different flavors. The exact recipe for Dr. Pepper is proprietary, but some speculate that it contains botanical extracts like amaretto, almond, black licorice, nutmeg, juniper, pepper, clove, ginger, and cola. I bet they wouldn't put anything that expensive in it. I don't know what they put in it. I kind of like it. I never buy it just because. In fact, my friend that always has the 2 liter, if I'm going over to his house, I always buy a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper and I take it to him. But he's in Arizona, but I used to do that a lot. Go over to his house and I'd always bring him a. You're always going over there, bring him a 2 liter of Dr. Pepper, and he'd like, "Oh, thanks." Um, so no cherry cola. Dark fizzy drinks are bad for your kidneys. Are they really? You know, I'm 70. I got really good kidney function, and I probably drink too much fizzy drinks. I don't know. Maybe I'm lucky. 76 Nova Shark Edition. Google it for images. Yeah, that's Kim's computer over there. I could scoot over there and start messing with it, but I probably make mistakes and screw it up. So somebody else will have to do that. Send me the picture. 76 Nova Shark Edition. Huh. Man, I don't remember that. I remember the Novas up through, well, 68 through 72. I really like. 73 and 4 were almost the same. They changed the window line a little bit and put the big fat bumpers on them. So they were okay. And in 75, they came out with a new Nova. It's completely different. I don't like the dash at all on the newer one. It just didn't look very good. And I almost like the 4 door better than the 2 door, but they were okay. Those cars were okay until they ended that production run and went to a Nova that was actually it was a Toyota. Remember the Novas? You were probably selling cars in Mexican spec when Nova became a Japanese car. You know, as a Toyota that said Nova on it. They made those for what, a couple of years. I had a neighbor bought one. She was all happy. She bought a new Nova, and I went over there to see it, and it was a little Japanese car. It's like, where's the Nova? It said Nova on it. They had the hatchback for the Nova late in its life. Yeah, they sure did. 76 Bicentennial Nova. Remember those? I don't. You know, I do remember the Bicentennial real well. That was something I was looking forward to. And I remember 4th of July of 76, I was at a sprint car race. It was a big deal because they had the sprint cars with the flags and sang the national anthem, and it was quite a celebration, fireworks and everything at the sprint car race. You know, it was a big deal. It's kind of fun. It's fun. I mean, it's a race. I don't remember the race, but I remember the event. You know, they were new on the lot when I was there. Okay, you remember the. I wish I could. I'm not gonna go and mess with their computer. I'll screw that up. Kim, how you feeling? Huh? I was just wondering because you said 15 minutes. I don't expect you back, but I just wonder how you're feeling. Mexican spec. I was in third grade and they made us march and sing. Not my thing. No, I was got 76. I was 22. 22 years old, a sprint car race. The only Nova we had down here was the Holden Nova. Was a badge engineered Toyota Corolla. Yeah, that sounds like the Nova, the last Novas we had up here. Well, Mexican spec. You're in third grade then. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that was in school. I like to march and sing. I do anything I could to get out of that. Yeah, don't you have some other job I could do, like take out the trash or shovel or something? I don't want to march and sing. It's embarrassing.
Are you guys being well behaved?
They
Thanks
are, but
everybody for keeping the stream entertaining.
I didn't want to type into there, but I'd like it if you did.
I would love to.
Type in there 1976 Nova Shark Edition. Oh, here we go. More pictures coming in. Oh, Dr. Gord, he got it. He's ahead of you.
Dr. Go, I award you 2 points for getting an email in before I can even bring it up.
Hanlon's spec. Most branded drinks are made under license here in Ireland. The genuine Coca-Cola made in the south of Ireland by C&C is okay, but I can taste the difference in the Coke made in Northern Ireland. Really? Yeah, so Elon Musk, Tim says Elon Musk took over that GM factory and morphed the Nova into Tesla. Yeah. So I'm okay. So I got a lot of emails coming in here. Let's see. Let's see what I got. Gotta find them. Here they are. Oh yeah, you got the same one up on the. I can see it on your screen and my screen. Two different pictures. Yep, wrong way. I pushed the wrong button. Can you imagine that? Okay, I have it on. Did you bring that up or is that me? I don't know what screen's up. I guess that's the one I brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here. I don't remember the Motion Nova. No. Well, Toyota and Chevy didn't need it anymore. Fremont, California. That was the. I had friends that worked there at Fremont when it was a General Motors truck plant that had GMC and Chevy trucks coming down that. The aforementioned factory used to be AMI assembling Toyota Rambler Triumph. Okay, let's see what I got here. I know I got more stuff coming in. More stuff coming in. Where is my cursor? Buddy Carfano sent me something. I don't know what it is yet. Oh,
Okay.
is this going to be a link? Okay, this makes it really hard to do because it's a link. I guess I can put the link up on there and then I got to bring it back because I'm just pulling my that didn't do what I wanted.
That was working.
No, it didn't do what I wanted.
It was working.
I guess. I don't know, but I thought it left it behind.
I could see it over here.
Yeah, but I can't zoom. I can't do anything with it because it's a link.
I can zoom. I can zoom.
Spirit of America. What is that? Spirit of America Nova.
Oh, that's us. I'm zooming us. That's wrong. Wrong. There we go.
Yes, what is that? A 74? They were okay. See, the 74, the the bottom of the back window, the side window, the glass is a different shape than the 68 through 72, which I didn't like that change. And then the little wraparound grill on the 68 through 72, they put some kind of phony plastic plugs or something up there. And the big bumpers, it just they ruined the looks of it. And but it's still okay car. It's the same car. But I just didn't like the 73s and 4s. I mean, now looking for one, if I found a good one, I'd probably buy it. Put the put the 68 grill in it. But the I don't know, the Novas go for so much money. Man, it's crazy. I look at Fox Body Mustangs don't go for anywhere near as much as Nova does. Even Budweiser's brewed by Guinness over here.
Made
It's
from
made from
rice, I would
rich
think.
and marketed as the Great American Beer. So when I went to the States, I was told cheap beer over there. Yeah. Gold shark stripes, gold shark name on Kim's search screen. Okay, I'm gonna shut this one off, and then you can. I can't find my stupid cursor. Where's my cursor? Here it is. Okay, so now we're back to your screen.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they looking for on Dr. Gosa's?
The one up in the bar, oh, that corner, way up there. Well, this
Oh
one
yeah, I
here,
see it.
but
I
also
see
the
it.
one way up
I
in the
see it.
corner.
Yeah, and there's the logo. Well, that's kind of silly, isn't it? 76 Nova.
I think it's pretty cool. I'm here for it. That's a pretty good car.
Hmm.
I'm here for it. It's a good car.
Who was it sent me? Somebody sent me a. I'll find it here. Oh, it's buddy Carfano sent me a link to a 1993 Mustang. It's for sale. Thank you. It's a convertible. I'm not really into convertibles, but yeah, thanks for sending it. Thanks for keeping your eye out. I think I found the car I want. I'm working on it.
We're gonna have to get the van ready for a trip.
We'll either take the van or we'll take the Jeep. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to transport a car across state lines and stuff without registration. All this, yeah, it's gonna be. They're getting more strict. They're getting a lot more strict about temporary tags, and it's they're trying to prevent the criminals for what they're doing. But you know what'll happen? The criminals just figure out what to do next, and us poor people trying to move a car around, or it's just gonna make it hard for us. And I don't want to take a trailer all the way down there and drag it back because trailer's not up to that. It's an old beat up trailer and uh,
Yeah.
it's not up to a 1,200-mile trip.
No, not at all.
I think the Shark was limited to 500 units, but I could be wrong on that.
We could rent one of those U-Haul trailers.
Get a one-way permit from the DMV, but you have to have insurance. Yeah, here's the problem. Texas has big problems. So they passed a bunch of new laws on all this stuff. And in Texas, to get the Texas one-way permit, you have to have a current Texas registration. You have to have current Texas insurance, and you have to have a current Texas inspection. And you're supposed to have it's supposed to be at your Texas address. Well, I want to go to Texas to get a car, and I don't have any of those things. I just want to get the thing back to Tennessee, so I'm working at everything I can. Yeah, tow dolly. We've got a tow dolly, but I'm gonna have to buy a couple of tires for that. And then tow dolly's big wide thing makes it a pain in the ass. Um, yeah, rent out U-Haul trailer one way. Yeah, and what do we have that can? Those things are heavy. So then it just, yep. just turns into a big nightmare of something I could just drive back. So I'm working all the angles on that right now. That's what the holdup is now. One-way permit is made it. Yeah, well, that's the first thing I'm gonna try is go down there with nothing and walk into their Texas uh, motor vehicle department and go, okay, I want to drive this into Tennessee. I'll be in Arkansas in an hour and a half. How do I do that without having to buy a house here? See what they say. What's the worst thing can happen? I'll have to do it the way the crooks do it and print my own license plate and drive out of state. Safety inspections are going away in 25. Dave the Rave. Oh, this is in Texas. I don't know. I just need to get a car out of Texas. So I'm not gonna have fun with that. I also believe the U-Haul trailer has surge brakes, tandem axle, and they're not as heavy as they are shorter and I think aluminum.
I don't think they're aluminum.
Yeah, I don't think they're aluminum either. They could have some aluminum on them, but we don't have a vehicle that'll adequately pull that or
Yeah,
adequately stop that.
it's got the surge brakes. It's easy to stop.
Yeah. Do you want to take your van and hook a U-Haul car trailer on it with a car on it and drive it back up here?
Will you be
We'll
able
be then what car are we going to go to retrieve your van with?
whichever one?
What year will the car be? It's either a 78 or 9. I forget which one it is. Dave the Rave. Why? Why? Why what? Why?
Why are we doing all this?
Oh,
Because
well,
he wants to.
I want to buy a car and I want the car I want. And I'm being kind of I want what I want. I don't want to get what I just can get locally. I want what I want. And I found a car I want and it's in Texas. So, got to go to Texas to get it. I'm already kind of making a deal with the guy and making sure that it's drivable to come back up here. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just the dishonest have made it difficult for the honest. You get a 3-day permit from Arizona online
We're
for
not
$1.
going to Arizona.
But the 3-day permit in Arizona is only good within the state of Arizona. Yeah, and 14-digit VINs don't work. Yeah, I've been the whole thing. Yeah, or slap a plate on it and hope for the best. Yeah, and then I get stopped for fictitious plates and whatever they call it in Texas. Yeah, I'm trying to do this legally, and there are a couple of options. And I guess one of them in Texas is the guy can leave the plates on it, and it's currently registered. If he'll do that, uh, yeah, he says Texas does not issue one-way permits to drive out of state. A one-way trip permit from the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles is only valid for one trip within Texas. Yeah, that sounds kind of like what I ran into. Was Texas was a lot of trouble. Be brave, Buff. We used to pull heavy cars on heavy trailers with slant six Valiants. Junkyard Diggs drives cars with no plates, but he does have insurance. Some states allow the travel time with no plate. Yeah, I don't know. I really, really, really want to avoid the police because that never goes well. All you get is a cop that's okay, and then it's okay. You get a cop that's just looking to put the screws to somebody, and they'll ruin your day. They'll ruin your month. Plates stay with the vehicle in Texas. Well, what I read was that's optional in Texas, but I don't know. Yeah, when we were young and not so bright. So if the individual leaves the plate on it, I'm fine. I'll call my insurance company. I'll have real insurance on it immediately, and I'll go. Yeah, ask a friend in Texas. I'm and yeah, and they've changed a lot in Texas, and a lot of that stuff isn't coming into effect until the beginning of the year. But they're being real, yeah, what would you call it? They're not being easy about it. They're doing everything, excuse me, everything exactly the way they're supposed to do it. So, so what, Kim? I'm sorry, I'm boring you with this. We got into it. We're running off on a subject that you're putting you to sleep. Kim,
I'm not feeling real well.
I can tell.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, we've been on here for, let's see, break a car out of Texas. Isn't it a Texas Ranger can go to any state and track his prey? Yeah. When you got a badge, you can get away with a lot. Um, I think Kim's had it for the night. I think it's time to wrap it up. Um,
I'm sorry, guys.
so
We'll
it's
try and
we've been here for 2 hours and what 20 minutes. So Tim says, "Oh, there's more pictures coming in. The new pictures just came in from Dr. Go. I'm gonna show them next week. Um,
Tim, good luck with your video editing. Do it light. Don't try and make it into a huge thing. Just do something simple. Good luck with it,
oh, I got to do video editing yet.
if you'd like.
Yeah, I may do it. I may not. This is One-Eyed Cat. You're late. Well,
We're
and
probably going to be done for tonight
we're
now.
done because Kim's not feeling well, and
I'm feeling terrible.
she's been in bed a couple of times trying to rest, and we're gonna shut it down. So, Mrs. One-Eyed Cat, glad you showed up, but hopefully you'll show up. Hey,
Tell
you know, you if you looked at our thumbnail, you saw one of your or One-Eyed Cat stickers on there.
who won at spades. How'd that go?
Oh, who won at spades? Yeah, you two
I'll
bailed out
bet
of
you
here.
she won.
You two bailed out of here before you finished your spades game. Before we found out who won.
All right, everybody. We enjoy your company. Thank you to our moderators, and for everyone who commented and helped us guide the stream. Uh, we apologize if we did not answer your question or get to your photos.
She won.
She won. Okay. But we are going to take off for the night. We'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll be around later in the week for some late night shop streams. So please look for those. We'd love to see you. And we'll do this again next week. Do you have anything else to say?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.